The Strange Boundary, an African folktale told by the Klassiq Stories. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called Ekumba, there was a strange law. No one was allowed to leave, and no stranger was allowed to enter. The people believed that outsiders were filthy and dangerous. They feared that if anyone from another land entered Ekumba, bad things would happen. So they locked their gates and guarded their borders like their life depended on it. They lived simple living and believed in only things their gods approved through its servants. Now, the people of Ekumba didn't mind. They had done this for so long that they thought it was normal. They didn't even ask questions because they grew up to know them as normal. At the center of Ekumba stood a grand palace where King Obade lived with his only son, Prince Tega. The prince was young, brave, and had a funny laugh that sounded like a goat sneezing. He was loved by everyone. But one day, everything changed. The prince of Ekumba suddenly fell sick. He coughed and shivered. His body was hot like fire, and he couldn't talk or eat. The whole palace was in panic. The queen cried so much that her leaf necklace started to wilt. The king called all the herbalists in the village. They gave him herbs, but nothing still happened. They danced, chanted. They even tried rubbing marsh snails on his head as a spiritual exercise. Still, nothing happened. After days of trying, the prince only got worse. Everyone started to talk. Maybe the gods are angry, or probably he stepped on a cursed rock. But while they were guessing and guessing, someone knew the solution. His name was Keta, a young palace servant. Keta was just an ordinary boy who swept the palace floors, fetched firewood, and sometimes got blamed when the goat ran into the kitchen. But Keta had a secret. He had once escaped Ekumba. Yes, he has once left Ekumba. A few years ago, his little sister had strange sickness just like the prince. With no cure in Ekumba, Keta had secretly snuck out one night and crossed the border with nothing but a roasted yam and his grandmother's wrapper. Keta had traveled to a place called Aboma where he met a powerful herbalist named Joro. Joro had healed his sister with herbs that didn't even grow in Ekumba. But if anyone had ever found out that Keta had left Ekumba, he would have been thrown into the evil forest or worse, forced to wear itchy leaves forever. But still, when Keta saw the prince lying helplessly, he couldn't keep quiet. So, one night, with shaky feet, he knelt before the king and said, "My king, I know someone who can help the prince." "You?" the king said, raising an eyebrow. "Just a servant boy? What do you know?" "Yes, my king. I have seen this sickness before. There is a healer in Aboma who can cure it." The room went silent. The chiefs gasped. The queen dropped her calabash. "You left Ekumba?" the king asked, his voice serious. "Yes, my king. I had no choice. I had to save my little sister. That was why I left Ekumba. And now I have a cure. Help me. I want to save the prince." The king stood up, looked at the elders, then said something that shook the whole kingdom. "Let the boy go. Let him bring the healer. We will not let tradition kill my son. Some elders grumbled. But the ancestors, the king shouted, if the ancestors don't like it, they can come and cure the boy themselves. That was the end of the arguments. But do you think Keta would succeed in his quest for healing? Let's find out as the story continues. But please, my dear, click the like button and also subscribe to encourage this channel. Thanks. So, back to the story. The next morning, Kita set off. He ran through the forest, jumped over rivers, dodged angry monkeys, and finally reached Aboma. Joro, the herbalist, was patiently waiting. I knew you would come back, Joro said, smiling. Remember I told you this. The sickness would return, except Ekumba lets me in. Together, they gathered rare herbs that smelled like pepper and pineapples. Then they hurried back to Ekumba, where the king was waiting patiently with the guards, just in case things went wrong. If this man harms my son, he said, I'll feed him to the lions. Joro chuckled. Ha ha. Your Highness, relax. I didn't walk through lion forest for nothing. All the way from my place to Ekumba is quite a journey. So, Joro crushed herbs, boiled them, and gently placed them on the prince's skin. Then he made him drink a hot green soup that made everyone in the room gag because it smells awful. Patiently, everyone waited. 1 hour gone, 2 hours, night came, everyone was quiet, patiently waiting for the magic to happen. Then, at dawn, a loud voice shouted, I am hungry. Who is in? That was Prince Tega, smiling and sitting up like nothing ever happened. The people cheered. The queen was so excited. The guards dropped their spears and hugged each other. In excitement, King Obade made a life-changing announcement. From today on, the gates of Ekumba shall be open. No more fears, no more foolish tradition. We will learn from others, and they will learn from us. And just like that, Ekumba became a new place, one of friendship, learning, and laughter. Keta was made the royal messenger, the boy who crossed the coast boundaries and brought healing to his people. And so, other neighboring villages also learned from Ekumba and extended hands of friendship. Sometimes what we fear the most is the very thing that will set us free. What would you have done if you were in Keta's shoes, knowing that his actions could end his life? Also, do you have any tradition in your community that you feel should be abolished and why? Do leave us a comment below and remember to please share this story with your loved ones. Thanks for being here. Do you know that instead of a handshake or a warm hug, some Maasai elders in Kenya and Tanzania greet their loved ones by spitting either on their hands, heads, or on the face? In the Maasai culture, spitting is actually a sign of blessing, respect, and goodwill. So, when a father spits on his daughter's forehead before her wedding, he's not being rude. He's wishing her good luck and a fruitful marriage. When a Maasai warrior spits in the hand before shaking yours, he's showing honor and saying, I come in peace. Even babies get the royal spit treatment. It's their version of saying, welcome to the world, little one. funny, but beautiful in its way.
Thanks for watching. Love from the Klassiq Stories.